Geekonomy episode, who knows, May 9th, 2025.
1044.
I don't know.
You told me it was 1044 5 minutes ago. Were you lying?
I know, but then I looked and there's a few episodes in front of you in the queue. And I don't know, some of them are
Can you please prioritize this episode?
I don't know. Let's see. If it's going to be like extraordinary interesting, I'm inclined to do that, but...
Yeah, fair. Let's do this.
Let's do this shit. Okay, so I'm hosting this morning Nuseir Yassin, also known for his creation as Nas Daily, but you're no longer a content creator. You're now a businessman. You're a suit.
I'm a business, man.
You're a suit.
I'm a suit. Oh, God, that is so... That's the most offensive thing I've heard in the last week.
I just offended your girlfriend like 5 minutes ago, so it's fine.
You called my girlfriend a Jap.
Which I learned is a derogatory name, which I thought it's like a...
You didn't know that?
I didn't know it's derogatory.
Oh, wow. Okay, anybody listening to this podcast, do you think it's a derogatory term to call somebody Jap, Jewish American princess, or not? Respond in the comments. Thank you.
Now that you say it like that, I understand your angle. I understand that maybe I went out of line, but yeah.
It's like me calling you Israeli Jewish Ars.
Yeah. Occupier. Zionist pig.
No. There it starts.
There it starts. No, after the last 2 years, I saw everything. This escalated really fast. I'm not talking about the horrible war. I'm talking about just the everything around it.
Yes. Did it affect your customers and you?
Yeah. I got into a shitstorm on Twitter, and I tried to distance myself from the company.
What?
Yeah.
Bro, the trick is to never tweet.
And of course, you're right.
But I still do it too, and you do it.
But yes, I'm a crack addict, and it's nice to say, don't do crack, but crack feels so good. Crack is comforting. Crack is interesting.
The crack in this case is likes and views, my friend.
No, I don't care
a content creator. You are a slave to your own creation.
Which you're not. You're a suit now. Let's talk about that. When did you...
I escaped slavery.
When do you think you did the transition? Because you're still creating content. At least once a month, there's a new video of yours on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's on Instagram. And this is exactly 8 videos a month on Instagram. And the reason for that is because we have a deal with Instagram that pays us to make 8 videos a month. So I do it because it's like, I have to do it. But like, look, content changes lives. I love it. It's amazing. I want to do it for the rest of my life. But for the next year, at least, I'm just fully focused on technology. I want to be a tech bro like every Israeli ars.
No. If you want to be like every other Israeli ars, you need to do cybersecurity. Everyone else is just doing it wrong.
Well, I mean, I don't think I'll get the clearance for cybersecurity, so...
No, if you want to do a business around content creation, you need a time machine and go back to 2021.
Those were the heydays.
Those were the heydays.
They're coming back.
I don't think they never left content-wise or audience-wise or attention-wise. The only thing that left is the business hype.
Yes.
Because...
To come back, you mean?
Yeah, the essentials are still there. People like content creation more than ever.
Yes.
Like, not content creation in the form of a Netflix or something like that. I'm talking about a single person or a small group of people creating interesting content. If it's a pop-like content of 1 minute or 5 minutes, or a heavy-duty 2-hour length physics lecture on YouTube, which I watch and I say, how fortunate are we to have this variety of content, and it's all for free.
Yeah, and guess what? You know, the guy who made that 2-hour video made 2 cents.
At best.
From you. Yeah.
At best.
At best.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
There is the claim that YouTube is paying enough to their creators.
Not at all. That is a fake claim.
I'm going to...
Are you sponsored by YouTube?
I'm going to pass this minute to a few of our executives. Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I work with YouTube, and they are giving more than others.
That's correct. They're giving 50%. But the whole economic model that like from 1,000 people watching your videos, you make $3 is ridiculous. You should be making $10,000 from 1,000 people.
And it depends on your audience. The economy is a solid business. I made it into a solid business. I'm selling sponsorships. Before we started talking, I looked at the camera.
Did you just like do a sponsorship before this podcast?
Yeah, I'm going to do it afterwards, but yeah.
Oh my God. I feel betrayed. And what is the company?
I think it's deal this time. And they said, you really like them, so it's fine.
I really like them. I like Alex and I like them. That's interesting. Did they pay you enough?
I don't know what's enough. Because
is it enough for you?
Not enough for me to do it solely.
Deal, what's up? Pay him more.
No, it's fine. My rationale for sponsorships, for Geekonomy, is asking for a sum that won't cause them to go into negotiations because it's not my day job. I want it to be enough for me to get money,
okay,
which
I'm gonna
is
guess
decent.
$2,000.
Less.
Well, Deal got a good deal.
Deal got a good deal, and the added benefit for my side is zero negotiations, and they can't ask for a lot. They give me a brief, I read through, I'm trying to do it as honestly as I can.
Do you use Deal?
Yes, in Stream Elements. So I am trying to use only products that I can stand for, which meant I said no to a few of them. We have another podcast that is in sports. It's really popular in Israel, and we unfortunately, economically, said no to gambling. And gambling is a big duty.
What a bad decision.
Yeah, and because it's a national company, I can see the sums they are paying competitors. It's not competitors, it's friends of mine.
Yeah.
But it's a lump sum.
5,000?
A lot.
10?
No, a lot. It's a big business.
Wow.
It's a big business.
That's such a...
Morals are problematic.
Morals cost money.
Morals cost money. Everything costs money. Nothing is for free.
Nothing's for free. Except my appearance here is free.
Yes.
You didn't pay me.
Yes, but you asked to come, so I said yes. So maybe it's the other way around. You didn't pay me.
I should pay you. Okay, I'll give you $500.
But here you go. Because if I don't get money for guests, people know that I'm just choosing for my interest and their interest, and I'm trying to optimize for me to... You asked before we started how many episodes you're recording. I said recently, because it's really challenging to run a startup for 8 years, and I have a family, and the fact that I can speak 3 times a week with interesting people that are genuinely interesting for me, it's huge.
So let's have the best conversation of our life.
There you go.
Let's go. Let's disagree, and let's go
disagree
for it.
Or agree?
Disagree.
But not too much.
Let's do some chavruta.
Chavruta?
Yeah.
There you go. We can really disagree on a lot of things. I'm not sure we really want to.
I mean, I actually think we agree on many things.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, it's not going to be as juicy. But when was the minute you understood that you're a suit and not a content creator? Without the derogatory usage of a suit. But I love suits. I love suits. I love businesses. Like take Jimmy Mr. Beast. He's an okay content creator.
What are you talking about? He's a great content creator.
He's a huge businessman. He's a once-in-a-lifetime businessman.
Okay, I would argue the exact opposite.
Good.
This is our first disagreement.
There you go.
He's more of a creator than a suit. A real suit is a person who builds a profitable business, in my book.
And you don't think Jimmy has a profitable business?
No, I know he doesn't have a profitable business.
Please elaborate.
I mean, I just know he doesn't.
and now somewhere in the Netherlands, my partner is screaming, stop, what are you doing? Stop, but let's continue. How come? I know he spends a lot of money on each of his videos.
Look, he's a fantastic creator.
And we met them, he's great.
He's great.
We even walked with him.
Yeah, he's great. I'm sure. Yeah, I think he's a genius. Similar to your company and my company, like my technology company loses money. Your technology company probably is not profitable. In my book, a technology company is a genius when it actually is a business. And until then, you're stupid.
Do you know the cliche about Google? Eric Schmidt used to say, and I think I told it like 10 times, but Eric Schmidt, the former CEO of Google, said, if you have a machine in your basement that prints money, everything that you do is genius. And if you have a machine in your basement that burns money, everything that you do is stupid.
Yes.
And it's like that. If your company is profitable,
yes,
immediately everybody assumes that you're a fucking genius. If your company is not profitable, it's going to be dead.
Yes.
Once in a while, it's a startup. A few of them die.
Yes.
You immediately dubbed as a failure, and that's it. You failed, you miserable loser.
So this is, kind of like being Israeli Arab, like you're always confused, identity and all that stuff.
I'm sure.
And now I'm also like, look, with my suit, with my business, I'm also confused because I have 2 businesses. One is profitable and one burns money. So am I a genius or am I stupid?
Both. Like every one of us. It's like the Israeli Arab conflict. Yeah. There's no clear... Everybody wants a clear answer. Everybody wants a clear and simple reality, but the truth of it, it's a really complicated situation.
Yeah.
I'm 40, I was born here, And every day I'm changing my opinion on everything that happens. This is immoral. This sucks. This, I think, has to happen despite the fact it's immoral. But I'm changing my opinion because there's so many new fields of data coming in.
Yes.
And on the other side of the ocean, someone just read something or viewed a TikTok of 1 minute and he formed an opinion, solid opinion. I'm looking at them and saying, what the fuck? Yeah. What the fuck? This is like one of the most complicated issues in the 20th century. How did you form an opinion so fast?
So did the podcast just become political?
Everything is political. Apparently, people, after I tweeted, people told me everything is political.
That's funny. I agree with you. Unfortunately, I do not disagree.
Yeah. Although you have the option to use your content and your suit to pour in a lot of your positivity into politics, which I think we lack. Like a few months from now, if things in Syria will calm down, like a clip or movie, or what you called your creations, of you walking around in Damascus, just talking with people, that's gold.
Yeah, but I'll need 10 security guards for that.
Yeah, most likely, but eventually...
But by the way, we have a lot of followers in Syria. Like, I think 10% of Syria knows Nas Daily. 10 to 20% of Syria.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, it's insane. 1% of the Arab world clicked follow to Nas Daily in Arabic on an Arabic page on Facebook alone. So we have a massive recognition, but the problem is all of them know me as Israeli. and that's where it becomes a security thing. But I agree with you. Content is also political and can actually change countries.
Do you like creating content in Arabic?
I never created content in Arabic.
Why not?
I just subtitled.
Why not?
When I make a video, it's so hard to make one video. It's just, the most number of people you can get is in English. And then, we subtitle to Vietnamese and Bahasa and Arabic and Hebrew. But these are secondary languages. The main one is English.
Have you met Yuval Tal already?
I'm meeting him in 2 hours.
There you go. Okay, so he's going to try to convince you to use his AI tools to...
Yeah. So I actually built it internally 6 years ago before everything was cool. And we have 70 million followers.
This is not an hype. The product itself, the ability to translate. Yeah.
We already do that. We already did that with subtitles and some dubbing. It was very expensive. Yes, with AI, it'll become cheaper. I think every creator should localize their content. I agree.
But...
There's no but. I think for me, when I did it over 4 years. We for example, we have Nas Daily Vietnamese. It has 2 million followers. That's 2% of the country of Vietnam follows Nas Daily on Facebook. It's great, but it was costing me $3,000 a month to do it. But I was making $0.
How come?
Because there's no brands and there's no ads in Vietnam market.
But if you go in Vietnam and spend like 2.5 months in Vietnam, there's a lot of advertisement everywhere, anywhere. Yeah, but there's some local brands, but you can't reach them.
It's about opportunity cost.
Yeah, you need a local salesperson, and a local salesperson costs money, and you need to manage it, and that's added bureaucracy. And if you add enough people, you need to add middle management, and that costs money. And not every
then it becomes
business,
a break-even business.
Not every business has the justification to be huge.
Yes. Also, my brain power now, I don't want to spend it on the Vietnamese market. I want to spend it on Nas.io. That is where I want all my brain power to go.
Let's talk about Nas.io a bit.
Sure.
You go ahead.
I'll wire you the money after this.
No need. I'm cheap. As you just learned from the deal business, I'm cheap.
I love that. People ask me, why do you like Israel so much? Why do you like Israel so much? It's because of crazy people like you who are so freaking dugri. You're very dugri.
That's an issue. That's a problem. A dugri is...
It's a problem for the investors in the company.
Yeah, there you go.
And the employees.
Yeah.
Look, 10 years ago, what do you think my bet was? My bet was that 1-minute videos are going to become big. This was before TikTok, before Instagram, before anything. And guess what? Now 1-minute videos became massive. Everybody now makes 1-minute videos.
13.6 million followers.
Who does?
You do.
That's just YouTube.
I thought I saw that number on TikTok, I think, this morning.
No, TikTok is 8.6.
8.6. Okay, there you go. But who
Facebook
remembers?
is 22. But who's counting,
Who's
really?
counting?
Every follower is part of my dignity. It's like me saying, "Oh, your company is a nice seed stage company."
No, it's not.
Your ARR 1 million? That's
no. It's like 30 times that. I mean, maybe even 40, but yeah, who's counting?
You are counting every day.
Yeah.
This is what people don't realize. It's not an obsession with followers. It is almost like a reflection of the success of your business.
That's a business. That's my KPI.
Yes. Now, 1 minute videos became big, but I realized there's no business model. I think what's going to happen now, because of AI, there's going to be another revolution, which is every single person in the world secretly wants to start their own business. And there is going to be a revolution called the 1 minute person, the 1 minute business and the 1 person business. That's coming because of AI. So I think AI is going to be like a Harvard Business School professor in your pocket, the world's best CMO in your pocket, the world's best CTO in your pocket, right? Better than you. Maybe.
For sure. No,
For sure, right? And it's like all in your pocket for like $1 a day. You can finally build a business and make money online.
So where do you see the opportunity for you?
So I'm building the platform that gives you essentially an AI co-founder, basically. So the platform that enables you to create products, market the products, get customers, accept money, and engage the community of customers all in one platform.
And you know what the biggest revelation is?
What?
People are willing to pay for that.
Yes.
I'm not being sarcastic.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, if you see like Base 44 and other products, people are willing to pay for it real quick, faster than ever.
That is correct. That is what I'm noticing. When I added subscription, Nas was free, but when we added the AI co-founder layer, now it becomes like $1 a day.
Nas Pro?
Yes, exactly. And now we're adding Nas Platinum. PP. And I think that I think the innovation here, we need actually more innovation in the business model, but I realize, maybe this is for you as well, take rate may not be the best solution for businesses.
It depends on the business.
Depends on the business, I agree. But if you have 10 billion GMV per year, then yes, 1% is enough to make a big business.
Even so, you can see Klarna, which is going to an IPO. I'm not sure it's enough. It's enough to create a decent company like Klarna, billions of dollars, but I'm sure at some point they imagine something much bigger.
So you need to go beyond just that. But Robinhood just introduced subscriptions. Snapchat introduced subscriptions, right? Meta introduced subscriptions
because
for the verified
people are willing to pay. That's the revelation.
Yes. When is Stream Elements introducing subscriptions?
That's a good question. But
do you have a good answer?
I'm not sure because
we were growing very, very fast. Netherlands.
No, we were growing very, very fast, putting money into the pockets of content creators, and I must admit, I love that fact. I love the fact.
I do the same thing. I love that fact too. But come on, if they pay you $1 a day for that service, just to show that they value it. I used to be like that. Hey guys, because when you give $1 a day, by the way, you reduce the percentage you take from them. So you actually put more money in their pocket.
And we don't take the percentage of them. We take it from the advertiser. But of course, you're right. Because when $1 comes in, you take some for yourself and you pass the rest to the creator.
Yeah.
And there's a fine line of producing a product, making a living for yourself, creating value. And you need to stabilize everything. And everybody goes through the same path.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
It's hard.
Anyway,
1 minute businesses, I think, are going to be big. So I'm focused on that for the next 10 years.
Let's go down to the details. What's a 1 minute business?
That's where the devil is.
Yeah.
What's a 1 minute business?
Yeah.
A 1 minute business is a business that you can build in 1 minute. So
give me
an example. Somebody in Boston is running a Shabbat club. Every Friday, the local Jewish community comes to their Shabbat clubs. In his 1 minute business, he just has events, right? And people buy tickets for his events. And then they show up for the Shabbat club. And it's the same 100 people, right? So now he's managing those 100 people on this Nuseir platform. And they are all attending these events. Another girl in Singapore is running a membership for investment advice, stock advice, right? Every month they pay her $30 a month, 1,000 people, and then she makes $30,000 a month in giving stock advice to 1,000 people. Brian Johnson wants to host a summit, so he does events for them. I want to teach, let's say, content creation. I run a challenge. And all these things, challenges, courses, memberships, newsletters, all of these digital products are in this platform. And you can, with AI, you can create the product fully customized in 1 minute. So in 10 years ago, if you wanted to sell a course, you needed to spend 1 month building the course, editing, shooting, scripting, and then publishing. And you don't know if somebody bought it. Now,
you have to do so much more. You had to find a platform to host you so you can take money before the days of Stripe.
Exactly.
If it was before that, somebody to charge the credit cards. You used to do so much only to get the first buck.
And guess what? And you want to advertise it, you need to find an agency to do it. You need to create the ads. You need to create 10 ads, and they need to run it and measure ROAS. And it's like a massive headache. AI can now create the product. AI can now create the ad. And we integrate with Meta, so you can run it directly from the platform. That's what a 1-minute business is.
You understand that eventually there are going to be so many of them, they're going to depreciate in value because...
The platforms?
No.
The what?
The businesses. Because people are willing to pay because they are getting value. They're getting enough value. Selling stocks advice sounds easy, but there's not a lot of people like, I know a person named Micha Stocks. He lives in Jersey. He's an empire. He does like 3 streams a day. He's really committed. He gets into feuds on Twitter. He gets into feud on TikToks. He gives advice. He's doing a lot. I'm not sure how many others are selling advice for stocks in the Hebrew language, and it's a fringe language. It's only like 10 million people.
Hebrew language, wow.
Yeah, because it's easier for me to see one market because there are like 10 million people. I'm sure 5 million of them are aspiring suits, aspiring business people. And there's no endless amount of opportunities. The number of opportunities is still limited because even if people are willing to pay, and they are willing to pay, you need to create value.
So I completely agree with this, but I think we have a long way to go. Right now, 10% of the world is entrepreneurs. In the future, I think we can go up to 30%, maybe 40%. That's an additional 500 million people that need to build their own business. Now you have 2 options to build a business. Sell a physical product like water, or sell a digital product like an event, an experience, a community experience. I just think the easiest business to start is a community digital internet business, as opposed to a physical product you get from China.
Of course, it's easier, and the building across the street is Fiverr, which came to the realization they have an issue. They have a problem. Their CEO, Micha, just sent an email last week saying to all of his employees, hey, Houston, we have a problem. And he's right.
He's right.
Yeah. The question is...
But what's going to happen is, the main reason why these people joined Fiverr, the people from Bangladesh, you know why? Because they had no distribution help. They had an accent, so nobody wanted to trust them. And they do not know design, so they could not create ads. And they could not build a website.
You need a reputation. If you can't create your reputation, you need a platform to vouch for you.
I don't know if it's... But reputation can be decentralized. Like you can have a trust pilot, right? Oh, this person has like a 5-star rating, right?
It's still a reputation. Somebody needs to own that platform and make sure
Trust pilot does.
Yeah, but there's a platform.
There is. But I don't have to give that platform 70% of my income. Or 50%
that's something else. The revenue amount, the percentage, that's negotiable.
Trustpilot should be free. It's like a reviews. What I'm saying is the reason these people joined Fiverr is because they cannot do it on their own.
Of course.
With AI, now you have a genius in your pocket. You can finally do it on your own.
If it's even needed. Because many of the people that used to work for Fiverr or these kind of works, like creating a logo, I'm not sure how many people will need that logo.
So I used to think that a year ago.
I don't think that. There's less demand because there are more things you can do on your own, but not everything. We have some of the best designers in Israel because I need a very high quality designer, and I understand I can't do it on my own with AI tools, not to reach their level. I'm sure of it. Maybe in 10 years, not now.
I forgot the name of that paradox where it says like, if the cost of AI goes down, the demand goes up. You saw that? Like that?
Yeah, everybody expects it. Yeah.
My current thinking, and I could be wrong, is that there will not be a loss of jobs. Actually, there will be an increase in jobs, which is counterintuitive because of AI.
I don't think it's counterintuitive. Look at history. People find what to do, even if they stop sewing and stop creating textile in the West. So they are now creating ads for Facebook. And now if Meta build a system which is good enough to advertise on their own, just give Meta the money. Meta will give you users. All of the people that build a career on creating ads and optimizing them on Meta will do something else. Humanity is shifting and changing. Jobs 100%. Are an abstract once we pass that state.
I think what will happen is AI will take your job away to force you,
of course,
to become an entrepreneur.
It's happening. For many coders need to find another title for what they're doing.
But many coders may just go build their own startup instead.
And they're doing.
Yeah.
They're doing it.
What I'm saying is they're not going to stay in the company. They're going to go build their own company.
For many reasons. You know why? Because the company is going to be under distress, and it doesn't matter if it's LinkedIn or Meta. So many companies. So it started with middle managers, and so many companies said, you know what? We don't need them. Because you need to continue growing and there's distress from everywhere. Yes. So you started laying off. Yes. Just open the newspaper. People are not proud of it, but here, CrowdStrike is laying off 5% of their
work.
Yeah.
In Israel?
Everywhere. It's a big company. And it is what it is. It's not going to be nice, but we need to go through it.
Yeah.
As a humanity. As humanity.
I agree.
And businesses like yours, maybe it can help.
Should benefit from this new revolution. That's why I don't want to make an Instagram video. I want to bet on this entrepreneur revolution. And if I'm wrong, I'll come back in 10 years on episode 2045.
No.
It will be
it's going to be 3,000. Yeah. I'm
3,
now producing more.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I'll come back and I'll be like, I was wrong. But I think it'll be right.
Are you afraid to stop making content at all? Like entirely?
I don't think I'm going to stop zero because content is an amazing marketing thing. We're creating content right now.
Yeah.
So I think content is always important for marketing. For me now, content. So look, I started Nas Daily where it's like, okay, content is a way to travel. I want to travel and meet people, and content is a way to meet more people. And
what was the first video? I listened to it. You talked with Doron about it, but I don't remember.
My first video was, hey guys, I'm going to Kenya. I'm leaving my job in New York. I'm going to Kenya and I'm going to make videos every day.
There you go.
That's it. And I'm going to talk to people. Now, content has a different role for me and for any other company. It is a marketing channel. And every now and then, I'll make content for the heart. About Israel and Palestine and all that stuff.
Something that warms your heart.
Something that warms my heart and gets me a few death threats.
Just a few?
Just a few thousand.
Yeah. Wow. That's heavy.
You didn't know that?
No, I suspected.
You suspected? No. Come on, bro. I'm like I don't share my location live these days.
Are you afraid?
I'm being smart, not afraid.
Yet?
Yeah, I'm afraid yet.
Are you afraid?
No, I'm not afraid. I'm being smart.
No, I understand what you said, but that's not my. That's what I.
No, I said I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. Am I afraid? No, I'll say I am surprised. I'm surprised that 8 years ago, I was this little idiot kid who just wanted to make 1-minute videos and travel and see Japan. And now I get security and don't share my location live. So it's like, how did we go from making 1-minute stupid videos about travel to, holy shit, my life is in danger?
It's not only you. You understand that. The world went a bit
It's also
crazy.
you, my friend.
No, I'm still
When you
fine.
go to Europe, you say you're from Ireland.
My accent is revealing, but... and the fact that I'm shaving my head is a really Israeli thing. I met the CEO of Deutsche Telekom, and he has 200,000 employees, and I'm talking with him, and he's staring at my bald head, and I'm saying, Tim, you're staring. And he said, yes, I want to do it as well.
It's like the male version.
Why don't you? He said, I'm German. We're not allowed. Then I saw a picture of him actually doing it. I said, good for you, Tim.
That's
good for
so
you.
Funny.
Good for you for doing it. Yeah, but...
What are you doing chatting with the Deutsche Telekom CEO? Is he acquiring Stream Elements?
No. This hobby of mine, of talking with people, I love it.
That's cool. Why did you shave your head? Is it because you're losing hair? Because you actually
lost my hair.
Okay.
Like 10 or 15 years ago. That's it.
So you shave your head because...
Yeah, it's clean. It's nice.
Interesting.
I don't like the fact that I have a hair of a peach.
So because in the middle there's no hair, and the sides there's hair. Is that why?
Something like that. It's not representable. I don't know.
Have you tried to go to Turkey?
Why you go to Turkey? I never understood that. If you're doing something like plastic surgery or implanting hair, why won't you go even if you don't have enough money?
Yeah.
Find it. Take a loan. Why go to a country that you don't know?
Oh, so your problem is with Turkey, not with the surgery itself.
No, I'm from the Larry David school. As a proud, bold person, people that did hair transplant, I'm trying to stare at them and giving them the look. I don't know if I can.
You're judging them?
I'm not judging.
You're judging.
I'm judging a bit.
This is like the male version of like, what when females do like, boob jobs or Botox or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, there's a judgment there on the female side, but it is interesting that the male side also has judgment.
I'm not. It's so pervasive right now, and so many Americans, famous Americans or famous Europeans are doing it, and it's fine. I don't know.
Look, the way I think about it, if the world's richest man is bald, it's okay to be bald.
He used to be bald. Now he has a full head of hair.
Jeff Bezos?
I was talking about Elon Musk.
Did he do the same thing too?
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
I have a folder of all famous people that did the hair transplant. So this is
Why do you have that folder? You must be sensitive about this stuff.
No, it's a joke. Of course I don't, because you have Google. And every time I tell that joke to somebody, and then I'm starting to bombard them. You see, Steve Carell, Elon Musk, etc., etc.,
etc. Why did Jeff Bezos not do it?
I love the fact he's an OG.
He's a real bro.
Yeah, he's a tech bro. And Elon Musk is obsessed with what people are thinking about him, despite the fact that he's creating a persona of someone who's saying, I don't care, I'm doing whatever I want, yet he does care.
No, look.
Everybody cares.
I'm gonna push back on this. Everybody cares about other people.
But
you care about, for you, the standard is not the size of your hair or the clothes and the brands you wear, it's the size of your company.
Yeah.
So
that's the reason I never
care.
gave up. That's the reason it's so important to me that Stream Elements would succeed. I tied my fate with this company. I really, really wanted to
your
be a success.
Your self-worth is tied with this company.
And my actual worth. No, I have a lot of stocks in the company. It's really important to me from every level, on every level, for this company to be a success.
Now, this is a problem a lot of startup founders have, and I have it too, where our self-worth is tied to our creation.
No, there were days that I looked at the graph.
Unhealthy.
And you asked about like how many ARR, how much ARR are you doing? There were times where we looked at the graphs of weekly active streamers, WASs, every day,
and
me
if
and
it goes down, you're depressed.
And my entire well-being was tied to one graph.
Bro, me too. Me too.
No, it's fine. More than the numbers of your viewers, etc.
So it's so crazy, man. Like I feel worthless unless Nas.io succeeds. And this whole followers, actually is behind me.
So that's what I said about Twitter. When you said, I called Twitter a crack, and you said, no, you like the likes. I don't care about it. I don't care about it because my entire well-being is so tied into this company. Everything else besides my family, which is really important to me as well, everything, and my football team, that's it. And maybe this country. But everything else, listen, I'm going to be honest. 7th of October is happening. Everything goes to the shitter. People I know are dying, suffering. And at any given moment, the situation of Stream Elements takes the majority. I know it's lame, but takes so much of my attention and tied to my well-being. I can't let go.
Let me ask you a question. How often do you look at, I asked my therapist about this because I suffer from this, and every person listening to this, you probably suffer from this too. My question to you is, how often do you look at the numbers?
Every day.
Okay. So my therapist...
A few times a day. What do you mean?
Yeah. Well, I look at every single transaction that goes through Nas.io. So every single business, every single transaction I look at. And it is, if there's a 1 minute when there's no transactions, I literally freak out. And I say, I'm back to zero. Now, what my therapist said is, if you look at one data point, it's not reflective. You got to like zoom out, you know what I mean?
And that's...
So look at it once a week.
Yeah, it's not enough. You need to respond.
If you look at your business year over year, maybe you'll feel better. Or
I don't care. It's there's the separation between happiness and content. Happiness is succeeding. Real joy, real happiness is succeeding, winning. I don't care how you want to call it. The small steps.
Winning what? There's nothing to win.
There's a lot to win.
What is there to win?
Make good. This company.
Just say money.
You know what? It's not only money because...
What is it? What else?
I promised a few people that I really trust, like one of my brother from another mother, that even if the company is going to get sold for, I don't know, Twitch will eventually buy it, or YouTube, or someone will buy it, and according to what I wanted this company to be, if it's not that, I won't call it a success, even if it's money. And it's fine.
So
because
acquisition.
when you create a company, when you create a startup, the chances are against you.
You know, I think about this all the time because there is no company that's 500 years old. Maybe in Japan there's one or two, but like even the East India company that was the biggest in the world failed.
There is a company. It's in Boston.
What is it?
Harvard. It creates money.
Okay.
It's a company.
Other than that,
Yeah.
there really are no for-profit companies that have like. So I think about it, it's like Nas.io is a blip in time. Stream Element is a blip
Everything.
in time.
But we pour meaning into stuff because we need to. Otherwise, we'll get depressed. And you pour meaning into your relationship, into gaming, into reading books, into watching physics. Listen, if I won't watch another physics lecture, it's fine because I understood already. I'm not going to be an academic. But I pour meaning into it. Understanding, trying to understand, talking about science, I pour meaning into it.
But that knowledge stays with you forever until you're dead.
And it's fine.
The thing is, like when you build a company, let's say it's a 5-year shelf life company.
Yeah.
You sold it, and then maybe the company that bought it, basically shuts it down. You know, we've kind of aged and suffered for 10 years to build a company that shut down after 5 years.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, you made some money out of it. Great. Now you can hang out in the Mediterranean.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Most
but
likely,
then,
yeah.
what's the point of it all?
Winning. It's
Winning
like,
what?
Okay.
You can go and win freaking a game of chess.
So do that. Accomplishments is important. A lot of people are depressed and they don't know why. And I think they lack something. It can be physical. You need to sleep well, eat well, exercise. The other stuff are relationships. You need relationships in your life. And you need accomplishments. You need accomplishments to be happy. You need to do stuff. If someone runs a marathon, they poured meaning into that accomplishment.
It's called challenges, and I agree.
It's fine.
That's actually the biggest product in Nas.io, challenges. So when we started it, I was like, oh, I didn't realize how humans just want to challenge themselves. To do something, to learn something. To
accomplish.
I agree with that.
Create value.
I agree with that, but look, I am fully in agreement with you that we need that, and I'm a victim of this, but I'm questioning myself as like, you could still win by making $1 million company.
Of course, that's another side of it.
You made that multiple times over. You won.
But you wanted something and you lost at something else, and it's fine. Better than some, worse than others. Learning how to lose, that's an important part of life. If you don't appreciate losing, if you don't know how to lose, you'll never win. And it's fine. There are some types who always won. These are the biggest players.
Nobody always wins. Even the best
enough times
actually
for people not to remember, even for them not to remember when they lost. It's like take like a Michael Jordan. Of course he lost games until Scottie Pippen joined him, until Phil Jackson and Horace Grant and Dennis Rodman. He lost a lot, but he won enough. He's at the upper echelon, and there's a few of those like Elon Musk's and Jeff Bezos, and they won so much. They're on the upper echelon. Nobody even talks about their losing, but the rest of us are not like that.
The argument I'm saying is if you look at the stats, the world's best baseball player, how often can they hit the baseball?
400 is great.
No, I don't know what the 400 means.
0.4, it means like 40% of the time you hit the ball.
Which is great, right?
Yeah, but 60% of the time you missed it.
And that's the world's best baseball player. If I look at the Nas Daily 1000 videos, what percentage of those videos went viral? Like 10%.
Do you know Jimbo J? He's an Israeli musician.
No.
I love him. He's in Hebrew, so don't search it if you don't know Hebrew. Or you do. I'm not trying to trash Jimbo. I'm sorry, Jimbo. But one of his lines in his songs is, I'm always concentrating on the billions who doesn't listen to my songs, and I forget to appreciate the 10,000 they do. And I love that line.
Story
because
of my life.
when you're trying to be a content creator, everywhere you look, there are people with bigger numbers.
Yes.
Bigger reach, more attention to their videos. But you lose track to the fact that some people chose, some people are now listening to us or viewing us. And even if you are now spewing
how many people are listening to us?
If I need to bet, YouTube will have something like 15 to 20,000 views.
That's pretty good.
And the audio side is going to be 25,000.
Hello, everybody.
There you go.
Let me clean my hair. This is a video?
This is a video.
I didn't even know we were video. This is on?
This is on.
Oh my.
This is on.
The whole time.
Yeah, but
This is called a podcast. You should have called me. You should have told me this is called a video cast.
I know,
Vodcast.
but I started like YouTubing a few months ago, and the only time that I saw even real numbers on YouTube, I don't even put sponsorships on YouTube, and the only time that I saw real numbers there was when I had Eric Weinstein. Do you know who he is?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, he's like a physicist. He's like a regular guest on Joe Rogan. Yeah, he's like a American internet celeb or something.
Cool.
Good conversation. Love to talk with him. And then I saw like 20,000 people actually chose to watch it on YouTube. I said, "Oh, who are these people?" So I went to see the comments, and it's like, "Hey, I'm from Oklahoma. I never seen a Jew speak. Now I see like two of you. That's interesting." Or somebody said, "I never liked Eric. He was pushy. He's a know-it-all. I don't really understand him. And now I see it's not only him. It's all of you."
Yeah, it's another guy who's pushy.
No, it's all of you.
All Jews?
He said it's all of you. And America has no business being allied with a country filled with you. And somebody said to him...
Was that guy named Ahmad?
No, it's an American. And somebody said, "I don't know if you are more stupid or more anti-Semite." And I said, "This is funny. This comments thing, this is funny, but those people
Well, now we have a Jew and a Muslim talking, so let's see what the comment section is going to be.
And the fact is, it's like the Zohan movie with... it's like, if you distance yourself from the shit that is going on here, it's really easy just to get along.
Yeah.
And that's the most depressing
We can get along by talking about how terrible startups are.
We can get along even talking about Jews fighting Arabs. That's the truth of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really easy to get along, and that's the most depressing thing about this place. Like Omer Ilwan is like a famous Arab chef. Do you know him?
No.
I love this guy, and he's an Arab nationalist. So when I met him, or when we are writing to each other, of course we're not agreeing with each other political. Right? He has a restaurant in Ramallah, but he's from northern Israel. But everything is.
So he's Israeli citizen.
Yes, an Israeli
citizen. Let me guess, he's hiding his Israeli citizenship for his business? Don't we all love it?
No, I don't think so. I think he's a proud Arab nationalist.
No, is he a proud Israeli?
Not a Zionist. He's not a Zionist.
Well, if he lives in northern Israel, he should be proud Israeli. Yeah, period.
That's something else, and you need to have that conversation with him. But, and we can have this conversation, me and you, but when I met him, when I'm speaking with him, if something bad happened to him and I'm writing to him, I don't care. I can get along, even if we disagree on stuff that are grave.
Yeah.
People are dying. There's so much suffering in Gaza. So much suffering happened on 7th of October, yet I can get along.
Yeah.
And it's really depressing the fact that as a nation, we can't find a way. And I know now I'm sounding like Nas Daily. Everything is lovely, everything is easy. No, everything is very complex. Yet, getting along is possible.
Yeah.
If you want to. And some people don't.
Well, we want to.
Me and you. How are you coping with thousands of people wishing you be dead or trying to help that?
The way I think about it is
other than the tactical measurement.
The tactical thing is like the worst thing in the world is to be irrelevant. I think that's the worst thing in the world. Is to say something. Like imagine you're in a group of conversation with like 5 friends and 4 friends are talking to each other, and every time you join the conversation, nobody listens to you. And nobody it's just like your comment is there, but nobody reacts to it. And I think nobody wants to be in that position with their friends. You want to be able to say something to 5 friends, and at least one friend disagrees, one friend agrees, but all of them listen.
You exist.
You exist. And I think that's what humans really want. So when you look at social media, is like, if this is my business, I want to exist. I want what I say to actually be listened to. And I don't want it to be agreed with. I want it to be listened to. And guess what? The whole world, baby, listens. And many disagree, which is great. But at least they listen. So
until it reaches physical threats. And there I think somebody needs to step in, and I'm watching what happens in Twitter, on other platforms.
Probably.
It's a big issue. It's an open issue.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't know where the line needs to pass, but the line needs to pass somewhere.
Yeah, but look, I mean, there's a YouTube video of like a baby crying, and like the YouTube comments, a baby laughing, a cute 10-month-old baby laughing. Okay. And the comment section is like, "I hate this baby. It's so annoying. I want to kill it." What I'm trying to say is, You could be a 10-month-old baby laughing and you'll still find somebody to hate you and want to kill you. So when it comes to fame, when you get millions of people, there is one crazy boy, one crazy guy or girl out of those millions that's just don't want to do physical harm to you. Taylor Swift gets death threats and she just sings. She's not doing Israel-Palestine stuff. She's just singing. What I'm trying to say is this is part of planet Earth.
Do you think it's going to deter you from creating content?
No, not at all. Not at all. Just be smart about it. Don't share live location and just, don't put your home on Google Maps like mine was. And that's really it. But I want to continue. I want to double down on this, bro. I want to double down.
On being political,
yeah, of course.
Center point?
Yeah, I want to double down on that. This is my gift.
Okay, so what are you going to do about it? How are you going to... Listen. Me and you know Twitch very well, and we can see the destinies, the Hassans of the world, and we can see the amount of, I don't know if it's popularity or attention is the word, that Hassan gets.
Yeah.
The destiny gets. Do you want that?
Do I want that attention?
Yeah.
I have that attention.
You don't have Hassan attention.
Who the hell's Hassan?
Hassan has been.
It was just a guy on Twitch. I've never seen him. Who is that guy?
He gets a lot of attention. Negative, positive.
Do I want that much negative attention, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. So getting a lot of hate is not a bad thing. It just means you're changing the world.
Because you have such a good infrastructure already with millions of people potentially viewing each of your creations. Yeah. You're just one video of trying to explain what Israel is doing in Gaza, or why Israel should do that, or why the Arabs should do that, or just in a few days, Saudi Arabia is going to announce a new deal with Trump, and you just need to weigh in your opinion, and you're going to get 100x more attention. You know that.
So I'll tell you why I don't do it now. You want the truth or half the truth?
Whatever you want to put out.
What do you want?
Personally, I really love truth.
Okay, let's go with the truth.
Yeah.
I view life like chapters, like Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's the best person I can model in my life because Arnold Schwarzenegger is really good at just being very good at one thing for a long time and then moving on to the next thing. His life was 3 chapters, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Chapter number 1 was bodybuilder. He spent 15 years being a bodybuilder and he became the number 1 bodybuilder in the world. Then he was like, I'm done with this. My next chapter is to become an actor. And he became one of the best actors in the world. And he became almost number 1 for 15 years. Then he's like, I'm done with this. I want to become a countryman. I want to become a politician. And then he became the top possible politician, a governor of California. He couldn't become president because he
was born in Austria.
Exactly. But if he could, he would have gone for president. So he'd be number one in all 3 chapters of his life. I think everybody in life should run their life in chapters. And that's what I'm trying to do for myself. 10 years chapter, content creator. It's finished. Now you're talking to me as a NAS.io CEO. Then my next 10-year chapter is technology, platform, AI revolution, enabling entrepreneurship. That's my next 10 years, okay? And after that's done, and hopefully NAS.io is successful, politics is next. But that's not today. So I could weigh on the Saudi Arabia thing, but it affects my current chapter.
That's a great answer. I was not expecting that. That's a great answer.
That's the full truth. You're welcome.
That's a great answer. As someone who really loves pouring everything into the same dish, to the same casserole, your answer is really good.
Thank you.
There's a lot of merit in separating, despite the fact that I published every time that I host someone. I usually publish on my Twitter or Facebook community who's the next guest, and I'm asking the community to leave remarks or questions, and I'll try to pour them in. And a lot of the people are, you want to guess the questions?
Oh, you did about me?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, you did that?
Yeah, of course.
Oh my God, where did you ask them?
Twitter and the Facebook community. There's a Facebook community of 10,000 of the most avid listeners.
I'm kind of nervous. Yes, I want to know.
So some
what
of
does
them
the world want to know.
No, and I'll reach it down the road. We still have more time, but one person said, "How can you live with yourself as an Israeli Arab? You're a traitor to the cause." And I'm looking at the name.
But which cause?
That's exactly
Depending on the name. If his name is Ori or Muhammad.
But that's it. I'm looking at the name, and it's a Jewish name. And I said, some people are going to say that now are going to call you a traitor of the cause because,
Which cause?
Exactly. But People
I think
just...
this is a Jewish liberal who actually is like anti-Israel.
Of course.
You know what they say, 2 Jews, 3 opinions.
These days, it's the problem is, it's two Jewish people, 1.5 opinions. We got a deterioration of opinions.
But this is what I appreciate about Judaism is at least you allow that opinion to exist. This is cool. Yeah. In my community, you put 2 million Muslims, you get 1 opinion.
That's a problem.
That's a problem. And I actually think we need 2 million Muslims, 2 billion opinions. That's much better than 1 opinion. The 1 opinion right now in the Middle East is Israel bad, Palestine good. It's a lot more complicated than that.
And especially in Syria and other places. I just hosted my friend Khalifa, and he talked about what happened. He's a Druze. And he talked about everything that is happening in Syria. And God damn, it's complicated. And you see people with guns shouting, we are going to kill the Druze, and you ask why. And a Jew told me, a person in Twitter, what do you mean? The Druze said something about Muhammad. I said, listen, motherfucker, listen. You're not religious. You're not even a religious Jew. What do you mean they said something bad about Muhammad? Who the fuck cares? Why are you normalizing violence in the name of religion? You're not going to do it for Jews because you're on the left, most likely. Why are you normalizing it for Arabs? It's like Arabs are like Ayman Uda and others will tell me, Jews stop the status quo on the Temple Mountain and said this and that. And I said, listen, you're not religious. You're normalizing violence in the name of religion.
Do you want my true opinion on this? Or half the truth or for full truth?
Full truth, okay. A lot for mine.
Condoleezza Rice said this thing. It said, the soft bigotry of low expectations. I'm going to say this again. Soft bigotry of low expectations. What does that mean? It means if I see a Swedish person who's white and accomplished and everything, if that Swedish person, let's say, litters the street, if they throw garbage on the street, I'm like, how dare you do this? This is not acceptable. But if I see an Arab in Egypt litter the street, I'm like, it's okay. It's like I have...
Sykes-Picot 100 years ago. What can we do?
I have low expectations from this Arab guy in Egypt that they can kill each other in the name of religion. It's okay. I expect it to happen. Oh yeah, they're not allowing a woman to drive. That's okay. I didn't expect much to begin with.
At least you don't cut away their clitoris like you did only 50 years ago, where 80% of women in Egypt had that done to them. And it's horrible.
That's what I mean is we must have these same expectations from everybody. And what I expect from a Jewish Israeli, I also expect from an Arab in Egypt and an Arab in the West Bank. You cannot, people have low expectations of me as an Arab, and they're like, oh, well, you can do things. You can, if in the name of religion, you can kill.
Look at you. You created a company. Cute of you.
Yes. I'm surprised you created a tech company.
You don't even need to succeed.
The
fact that you managed to do it, I want to applaud you. I want to invite you into a panel.
This pisses me off.
Of course. And women have it all over the world.
Women have that too.
And black people have it in the States.
Black people have that too,
And of course, because the reverse racism of lower expectations, you don't judge a person because of their lack of privileges. And I identify, and I was born in the periphery of Israel. I didn't have the same opportunities as my kid will have in the center of Tel Aviv. Everything is okay. Everything is correct. I understand that. Yeah. But lowering the expectations to the mere fact of, you didn't kill somebody. That's great.
It's a form of racism.
Of course it's racism.
It is, yeah. And that, I think, is the reason why we are not progressing.
Because
the world does not push us to progress.
But you lived in Dubai.
Yeah.
Dubai is such a great place. You have an hotel in Dubai. When you're saying we are not progressing, you can't even say that anymore.
There's an exception of UAE, correct.
UAE and Saudi Arabia is doing...
Soon, yes. Two exceptions.
Okay.
That's correct.
And that's not the Muslim world. That's the Arab world. Because if you want to go Muslim, there's good stuff happening in Indonesia right now. And Malaysia are doing some stuff right, but not enough. Not enough. People are lowering the bar to these two countries as well.
Yes, correct. I agree.
But some countries, and you can see it in Syria, when you hit a low point, such a low point, if you did something, I'm asking myself, maybe we should encourage them hey, listen, you removed your ISIS suit and now you're wearing an actual suit. That's good. But now I'm elevating the bar.
Yeah.
So I don't mind when you lower the bar to clap, but you need to elevate the bar real fast.
Yes, exactly. My controversial opinion is that I think peace will come from a religious Jewish person making peace with a former ISIS person that is super religious. Like, I think the super religious have the cover, the religion cover, to be able to extend the hand to the other person.
Of course, only the right in Israel can give away territories, because if somebody from the left will do it, he'll get assassinated.
That's exactly correct.
And we saw it in Egypt.
Mansour Abbas, he is Islamic Party. Only a super religious Muslim can join the Israeli government.
And I gotta say, I love that guy. I asked him so many times to come to the podcast through other proxies and other people to speak with him. I love the fact
Is this called geekonomy or politiconomy?
Who the fuck cares? After 1,000 episodes, I don't care. But Mansour Abbas, to everybody who hears us from outside of Israel, is an Arab religious fella. He's not young, so a man. And he's a politician. And he was the first Arab politician from an Arab party to join the coalition. And that was a huge issue for the Israelis, nationalistic right wing. And I love the fact. And I had to ask myself, listen, he's against LGBTQ. And as a liberal, if a Jewish person would be against LGBTQ...
Because you had low expectations for him. It's okay, just say that.
Yes.
You are racist.
No, I'm trying to talk with myself and I'm trying to find the reasoning. So Ben Shapiro just was chosen to lead, how do you say Mesoa?
Flame?
Yeah, he got an honor in the last Independence Day.
He was here?
He was supposed to be here.
Did he
was here, yeah. I think he was here.
Wow.
So he got the honor to be acknowledged in the Independence Day.
I want to be acknowledged.
And I think you should. You've done enough as an Arab-Israeli.
Thank you. Low expectations.
There you go. I live enough in Tel Aviv now not to get the lower expectations from somebody who came from the periphery.
Yeah.
So that's fuck me. But what I'm trying to say that a lot of people in Israel said that Ben Shapiro could not get that honor because he's anti-LGBTQ. He said stuff, but he's a religious Jew. And as a religious Jew, I understand that he has issues with gay people. And I understand that Mansour Abbas has issues with gay people because he's a religious Muslim.
Yeah.
But I don't see it the same way with both of them. And it's hard.
Yeah.
Because things are ingrained with us.
Yes. Well, on this nice conversation, we discovered that you are
a racist.
Subtle racist.
Yes.
But at least about your racism, you're dugri about it. So you're just...
Yeah, I acknowledge it and I try to find a way to go around
we all
it.
have it. I have it too, to be clear. Everybody has it. This is not a... Yeah.
I saw, how do you call Bassam Youssef?
Yes.
You ever met him?
Oh, I met him many, many times.
What do you think about him? I used to really think he's an interesting fella, and something happened.
Look, I had a fantastic time with Bassam Youssef.
He seems very charismatic and funny.
Before October 7th. I had a fantastic time with him, and he's very charismatic, he's very funny, and he was a very nice friend, and we're still friendly. Let's say we have not really been in touch since...
Something happened. I heard him on Lex Friedman, and I said, what changed? And he's like saying, a lot of people in the Arab world, there's a Minecraft, smiling. What are you saying here?
Do you want to know why it changed? I think I know enough. What changed is the Israel card is an amazing way to get the love of the Middle East back. And what I think happened is he was ousted out of Egypt because tens of millions of people hated him.
Wanted him dead,
right? So it's like, how do you rebuild your career by clinging on this Israel topic? And then this way you get the affection back of the Middle East. And so you can get back your career.
It's not only the Middle East, it's home. The world is home. Family.
Yes.
Your people.
Yes.
You can be an American as much as you want, but you're still an Arab from Egypt.
Exactly. So it's like, what motivates you, right? In Islam, there's this thing that says, what motivates you? Is it love for heaven or fear of hell? this is why you pray, for one of two reasons, for love of heaven or for fear of hell. And so with Bassem Youssef, it's like, what motivates him? Does he actually hate Israel so much? Or does he want the love of his home so much? And I think it's the second. He just really wants the acknowledgement of his home country, and he's using Israel for that. But I don't think he actually hates Israel that much. And I'm not here to defend him, by the way. I'm not here. It's crazy what he's doing. But I'm guessing that's the motivation.
Yeah, I can be empathetic for that. Because America...
You don't have to be empathetic. That's, again, subtle form bigotry. No, you should just not do what the hell you did.
No, I can understand. Empathetic is not... I'm trying to understand. And it's good for you to understand even
the
people
motivations, yes.
Yeah, even people that are against you, be empathetic.
Yes.
Because you can build a bridge, or even if you want to do something to them, if they're your enemy,
yes.
If you understand them,
yes.
You have a better option to do so.
By the way, I have a controversial opinion as well. Another person I will not name, he's very famous, one of the biggest supporters of Israel, and he's not Jewish, okay? And everybody says, whenever somebody that's not Jewish and has no connection to Israel supports Israel, I'm always thinking, what is their motivation? And the motivation of some of these people is not the love of Jews and the love of Israel, it's the hate of the Arabs and the Muslims. And so if you hate Arabs and Muslims, then the natural thing to do is support Israel at all costs, because in your book, that makes your hate better, you know?
Listen, so many people, like the Douglas Murrays of the world, and I read his books, and before 7 of October, I said, okay, interesting, but maybe too much. And then stuff happened. I said, okay, maybe it's more interesting, but there's a fine line where you cross. There's a lot of immigrants, Muslim immigrants in Europe, that are not burning cars. They just left a place where they didn't want to live, and they went into a place that they do want to live, and they created their community, and everything is A-okay, and you're just tossing them into the same bowl with people that are doing some awful stuff, and it's really easy to do that, and it's really unfair.
It's all about motivations. Israel, Palestine is a proxy. It is not. No one actually cares about Israel. No one actually cares about...
Why should you?
No one actually cares about Palestine either. Do you think Indonesians care about Palestine? They don't give a shit. They don't even know where it is on the map. What you care about is your cause. And Israel and Palestine is the world's best proxy to further your cause. That's it.
Yeah, it's much sexier than Free Tibet.
What's Free Tibet? Yeah.
There you go. What's Free Tibet?
Because
you're younger than me. When I traveled,
I don't even know what Free Tibet, right? Listen, because I have nothing against China, so I don't need to support Tibet to be against China. But also Tibet stands for what? Like I don't have a reason.
So I went to Dharamsala, and I traveled like for 8 months in Asia, and I met the Dalai Lama, or not met him like person, just I heard him speak like in the front row, and I said, he's just a religious cat. I don't really understand religion. It's not really interesting, so I don't care anymore. That's it.
Wow.
That's it. So I went there and I understand the suffering of the Tibetan people, but it's not close enough. There's so many other stuff. I'm trying to understand what is happening right now in East Congo with Rwanda invading.
No. Because if Tibet winning makes Israel win, then you will be super Free Tibet. Because that's your proxy to support Israel.
Yeah.
The thing is, there's no connection between Tibet and the cause you care about, which is Israel. That's the reason you don't care.
And you find yourself seeing like the vice president of the United States cheering a candidate in Romania. I said, what the fuck are you doing?
There must be
everything is tied up right now, and it's not good because everything is tied up. The velocity of stuff going away is much quicker.
Yeah.
And the potential for violence is much greater.
Yes.
Everywhere right now.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Yes.
I don't disagree.
Let's do...
that's crazy.
I have 10 more minutes.
Wait, okay. 10 more minutes?
10 more minutes.
It's already past... Wow, that was a...
You have a meeting with Yuval Tal.
That was a very fast thing.
So many people are sitting down and said, an hour and a half. I don't want to speak with you for an hour and a half. My PR person sent me. I don't want to do it. I said, okay, that's honest.
Wait, me? I said
no. People, I can see them thinking it. And after 80 minutes afterwards, said, can we continue? I said, no, I have a day job. I'm sorry.
Well, you don't have it on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Wait, was today Friday?
Yeah. It's Friday. How religious are you?
I'm not very religious.
At all?
No. What are the comment sections that I'm like dying to know? What do people want to know?
Just a second. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to translate as we go. Okay. do you feel like an oddity in the Arab-Israeli... wait.
Yes, do you feel different?
האם אתה מרגיש חריג בחברה הערבית-ישראלית ביחסו למדינה? Do you feel special in the way that you think about...
Yeah, no, not special. Oddity is like, do you feel like an outlier?
Yeah.
Look at me, the Arab explaining Hebrew to the Jewish Israeli.
There you go. The world is funky.
I'm joking. No, I don't feel odd. I actually feel like I'm one of the very few Arab Israelis that has a diversified portfolio, which means if I speak about this topic, I do not lose my entire career in a way, even though it affects me. So for a lot of Arab Israelis, they cannot speak up because it affects their career, their life. And if they're a content creator with Arabic followers only, you can never speak about what you really think. Because if you ever say, I'm supportive of gay rights, you are automatically lost your entire career. So it's all about incentives. A content creator from the Middle East will never support gay rights or Israel. Because those two topics get you 100% canceled. Luckily for me, the Arab world is 10% of my career and 5% of my business, okay? So I have enough in Vietnam and Indonesia and in America to be able to say what I say. So am I an outlier? Yes, in that sense. I can speak about this. I can represent a lot of Arab Israelis who are too scared to speak because they have too much to lose.
What the country can do to better incorporate the Arab population into the state?
Wow, great question. I thought people should ask about freaking Nas.io, not this.
Okay, wait. Okay.
But I have an...
Maria is asking, wait, let's do one of those and then come back to politics. You're one of the biggest content creators in the world. You just raise money from VCs. Can you explain how it works? What kind of an exit do you see in your future for Nas.io?
Look, it's all about pyramid. Think about a pyramid. Okay, there's upside down pyramid and there's the normal pyramid. Upside down pyramid is a pyramid at the bottom. So if I die, the whole Nas Daily dies. This is why I cannot continue with just Nas Daily. I need to build a proper pyramid, a proper company, a proper product that lives beyond me. If you want longevity. And that is the whole concept of my next challenge, which is even harder, is to build something bigger than me. And that is what Nas.io is. So it's my, when you reach the top of a mountain, you see that there's another peak, another mountain. Well, I want to go to that mountain next.
You know what the most Israeli thing is?
What?
This thing. He's gorgeous. Can you tell him to have kids already? That's the most Israeli thing. That's the reason.
Is that a guy or who said that? Male or female?
Female.
What?
A female.
What, dude? I mean, yes. I saw. If my girlfriend was here, she would be furious. Thank you to whoever said that. I've come to learn the hard way that having kids is not my decision. It's a decision of the woman you're with. And so...
somebody here said your breakup clip from Eileen, your former girlfriend, was one of the most touching, mature, and inspirational things I ever saw. Please go into politics, your mother.
What?
The added your mother is like in Hebrew.
That's like, one comment.
That's one comment.
It's like talking about content and talking about politics and talking about mother. That's so interesting. So many people are asking political questions.
Are you insane? We're after 18 months of a horrible war and everything here is divided. I'm amazed that it's not 100% politically here.
Well, I explained to you the Schwarzenegger thing. So when I feel like I've succeeded with Nas.io, I really, really believe that politics in Israel is a great thing to do.
Really?
100%.
I would love to have
It's the only thing that matters. It's the only thing that matters. Either that or medicine. And I'm a terrible doctor. At least I can put two words together.
You have good answers. What do you think about Yusuf Haddad?
Dude, these are some good questions. I never met the guy. I know you're shocked.
What?
I never met the guy.
Why do you think I'm shocked? Do you think
because you think all Arab Israelis know each other.
No, my racism...
The bigotry of low expectations.
My racism is just low expectations. It's not like... I suspect that every Israeli know each other, but I don't suspect every Arab know each other.
That's even way lower expectations.
There you go.
Look, it's
Is he exaggerating?
It's good that Arab Israelis are showing more support to the country they live in. And I think we need more of that. What I question is the approach. It is just not my approach. if it works for him, it works for him. It's just not my approach. My approach is a bit more uniting, and I think that approach is a little bit dividing.
I think so. When you're not being empathetical.
But a lot of Jews love that. They're like, oh, yeah, ata melech, we love you. Wow, you're the king.
Of course. All of the people.
And all this like reinforcements. Yeah, the cheerleading.
Yeah, it's the problem with parenthood.
But the proper cheerleading is we need to do, yes, you're Arab-Israeli, you're my cause, which is very rare, but can we please unite?
And acknowledge the fact that there are horrible stuff going on in Gaza. It's fine. You can do that.
Yes, you can do that too.
You know what? You should do that. But... before I started recording, I just tweeted something like that. I pressed send, and I started recording, and I'm reading the comments from Twitter. I'm not seeing my own, and the Jewel is like 20 plus on notification. I said, I don't care. I'm not going to watch it. I said what I think about occupation.
What's your Twitter?
Afterwards, let's not go there. It's Ram Sherman. Okay, let's do 5 more because I...
5 more, okay, 5 more.
No, I have 5 more minutes with you. I gave you my promise.
5 more questions in 5 minutes. Go.
Yes.
Fast-paced.
One question. You used to say you said in the past, or you expressed in the past that the perfect country from your side is enlightened dictatorship that will allow citizens to do whatever they want freely, like the Emirates. Do you still think that, and why?
I think too much freedom is the cause of Israel's problems. I said it. I
want to give you a hug.
Do you really?
Yes. I want, every once in a while, I want an American police here without the violence, just the sternness. I want Singaporean, regionness. I want laws to be obeyed. We operate in the Middle East, and operating in the Middle East, you look at all the countries around you, like a lot of them operate with a little bit of fear, actually a lot bit of fear. Yes.
And some of the populations that live here literally expect that. What I mean by that, democracy is great. We should have one vote, one person, great, not changing that. But like, we must force Arab Israelis to do community service or serve in the army. We must force the Orthodox Jews to contribute to the country. Like, it's by force. It's not like, oh, you do whatever you want. Low expectations. No low expectations. Mm-hmm. Everybody same expectations.
Elevate the bar.
Elevate expectations from every citizen of Israel.
And it comes to violence as well, because one of the biggest issues right now with the Arab community in Israel is violence. And on the one hand, the police does not really care. They're not doing enough. On the other hand, Arab leaders are not saying the truth about the fact that it's internal violence, and they are lowering the bar.
So right.
And so it's the country saying, do whatever you want. And on the other hand, they're saying it's all you. Everybody needs to take responsibility. Yes. The police needs to take responsibility because there's a law, and it's still Israel, unless I'm mistaken.
Correct.
And on the other side, the community needs to take a decision, understanding that eventually
you are responsible for your own actions.
Yeah.
Correct.
And you can't allow that. You can't look away when in a wedding, somebody takes out an automatic rifle and starts shooting in the air and said, no, this is like, you need to be now in jail for years.
Japan is great at community policing. We can learn a little bit from Japan and South Korea and Singapore. We are the police of our neighbors. If you do something that I know is bad, I will stop you. I don't need the government to come and put a police force right in front of your house so you don't own a gun. We need both. We need that policeman to be not in front of your house, but in the village. But I need to have some leverage over my neighbor and force them not to be a freaking criminal.
You know where I saw it?
Where?
In Rajar. Have you ever been there?
Rajar?
Rajar, yeah. How do you pronounce it?
Rajar.
Yes, with your R and Rajar.
You don't have, but you have it in Hebrew.
Yeah, I don't have it.
But it's an R.
Yeah. And the village elder took me to see the village, and he explained to me that if someone does something, even poops. If they have a dog for some reason and he poops, or he makes too much noise with their buggy, the entire community is going to ostracize them. That's it. No police, no nothing. And they're going to go to his father and he's going to tell them, your kid is obnoxious.
Yep.
That's a yellow card. The next one, we are going to ostracize them. And that's great.
Yes.
And of course, there's some bad aspects to it. You can be very rigid, you can be very conservative, and I don't like it completely, but when you're reaching a state where violence is too prevailing in Arab communities and some Jewish communities, and when everybody disregards the law, we reach the point where we need to push the other side.
This is the problem with the liberal cause, is that liberals have low expectations and they don't have that dark side. And I really believe that you want peace through strength.
Yes.
You don't want peace through weakness. And I think we need to show that we have the ability to be strong, but we're not using that. But when it comes to the Arab-Israeli and the Orthodox Jewish community, we got to show cooperation through strength.
Okay, before we finish, do you think I can rent one of your bodyguards? I think when I'm going to hit the publish here, it's not on my Twitter. I think...
Man, it's like...
Maybe a wig. Maybe I will have this hair transplant.
You'll need him in Turkey, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Goddamn Turkish.
I don't have a specific one. It's just whenever people know where my location is, I have one. So they're interchangeable.
Keep safe, my friend. And
thank you. But hey, let's continue building tech. That's the only thing that will unite us.
And do another one of these.
How many Arab Israelis have you hired?
Hired?
Yeah.
Not enough. You know what? One of them.
What?
One of our best salesperson who gave us our best deal. I only later found out after he left us that he was originally from Gaza. And I said, he left Gaza, he moved to his family to Beirut, and from Beirut to the States.
Wow.
And he was the best in our company. And I met him so many times, and I have lunch with him in the States, and everything was great. And he made a lot of money with us, and he made us a lot of money. And after he left, I asked, why did you tell us?
Why did he leave?
He left another company, it's fine. Okay. You know, salesperson, if your account is, you're not needed because you made the big account, nothing is going to be as good as that big one, and it's fine. I understand that. But why did you tell us? It's so interesting. I said, you're still Jewish. I said, there's this fine line. But the majority, and I told you before we started recording, there's not so many Israelis, period, right now. Ex-Israelis, but... That's the thing that I'm most bummed about. People leaving the country.
The country.
Yeah. And it's not like you, that you're going back, flying, living in Dubai, coming back, you want to be a politician one day. No, people are flying out and said, I'm done with this place. I'm done. And that's the one thing that can really drag me down.
We do not want a brain drain.
It's not only brains, it's creativity. It's passion.
Yeah.
It's morals.
It's traffic on the streets. We want that.
No. It's diversity.
Yeah.
When it's like the people are talking about transferring the people out of Gaza. You know who's going to live? The people with brains and morals and passion. And it's same thing for Israel.
Yeah.
And when you have too much pressure on a population, the ones that leave are not the people you want to live.
That is absolutely right. The best people leave first. That's the problem. Well, that's actually when you... I
don't know if it's the best.
In the last 1 minute, that's why you cannot raise the taxes too high, because the first people that leave are the ones that are entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
It's like... Anyway, we need another 2 hours to talk about this. This was fun.
I'll convince you. Don't worry. Until next time, buddy.
This was fun.
Yeah.
Thank you everybody for listening. And this secret camera that you have here, you did not tell me about. I could have been picking my nose the whole time.
Maybe you did.
Well, there's camera evidence.
There you go.
Not. Bye-bye.